All right. Okay, so we're gonna get started. We got the recording off. I'm gonna swap with you really quickly here, so that they can hear you.
Okay.
Online. So we have lots of exciting things to tell you guys about. We had a little meeting with our leaders. So when you get into, I'm going to talk about something a little bit later about a special club that these ladies don't even know if they're a part of. No. Anyways, and you get to help us run the meeting when you get to this level. So these ladies, what we're going to tell you, lots of exciting things. But Jana's going to start with doing product knowledge, and so she's going to share with you one of her favorite products. So take it away, Jana.
So just recently, I found out through, we have a makeup artist that travels around using only Mary Kay products, and she comes and teaches and stuff. And so, so Lori Hogg, her name is Lori Hogg. You can look her up on Facebook, but she is an amazing makeup artist. She's worked in New York City. She's worked with news anchors and TV shows and all kinds of stuff. And she discovered Mary Kay, and she loved everything about our product, so she quit that and now just does strictly Mary Kay, and she travels around and teaches groups of people makeup techniques using our products. And so she's pretty awesome, and she's coming in February.
Yeah.
And she does a 7-hour intensive workshop and teaches you everything you need to know and all the tips and tricks when using our stuff. And it's super helpful, gives you so much confidence to go out there. I really believe she's one of the reasons I got into the IQ. It's because my confidence level went through the roof learning all that stuff. And so if you guys can go, I would highly recommend going. It's a tax write-off because it's education. I think it's like $60, 60 or 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted the thing. I honestly don't remember the date, but
It's on the Facebook group.
Yeah, but I wish it was mandatory because you learn a lot, and all it's going to do is help you in your business and help your customers. So,
and I would totally agree with her comment about it increase her confidence. I just saw her confidence totally grow because makeup's something that I didn't know anything about, and most of us feel really insecure about. And I have never even been, and so I'm excited to go. I finally can go this time. February 3rd, and it's here,
8:30 to 4:30.
and it will sell out.
It
So
will.
if you have any desire to go, I would sign up ASAP. I don't know if she put.
and she does hands-on, so you come in and you're not wearing.
We probably text the number.
Yeah, you register, you text Lori Hogg 2018 to the phone number. It's all on the flyer that she put on. So it's all the info's on there. And it does say spots are limited too.
So you guys come in and you're not wearing any makeup, and she gives you a list of supplies. You bring everything with you to class, and you do your whole face from start to finish during that 7-hour time frame. And she also pulls up people from the audience to show you different things to do with different skin types and different colors of skin and stuff. So she is awesome. But one of the things that I learned from her, we have makeup cleansing cloths. Have you guys ever seen those?
Mm-hmm.
So they come in a big bunch, pink package. It's all crinkly. But one of the things she taught is a lot of times women, when they're cleansing their faces, they're using their cleanser to take off their makeup. And so your cleanser is formulated to do a heck of a lot more than just remove your makeup. And so what she recommends doing is always removing it with a cleansing cloth first. Getting your face wet, taking off the foundation, using your eye makeup remover to get everything off your eyes, and then using your cleanser after. Because if you're just using your cleanser on top of your makeup, it's like pushing around muddy water with a mop. You're not really doing anything. You're just kind of moving stuff. So if you want to get the full benefit from your cleanser, you're going to want to remove all your makeup first with one of those makeup towels, and then go ahead and use your regular cleanser on your face after that. And you're actually going to see quicker results from the promises that your cleanser is giving you. So if it's an anti-aging, if it helps get rid of dark spots, reduce fine lines and wrinkles, all that stuff, you're going to see it happen a lot quicker.
Sorry, I was going back.
That has the cleanser in it.
So the makeup cleansing cloths they're not anti-aging, but they do have soap already in them, so they're good for traveling and stuff. But they don't have any anti-aging benefit to it. But that's what they are for, is to take off your makeup and then you use your cleanser. So, and I just recently started doing it. So we'll see.
I've been using the ones that we use here.
Oh, the big, yeah, those don't have soap in them. Those are different.
I've been using those with the cleanser.
Yep, you can do that. Make sure you cut them though, because they're huge.
Yeah, they're really cute.
You cut them into fours. But so yeah, I don't have it to show you. I wish I had them to show you guys, but
She's improv.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Good
love
job, Gina.
I love those things. So
Yay!
yeah.
I would go grab our friend.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll talk about him later. Not that you need him. He's a skunk, and we'll explain why we had nobody's gonna want to keep skunk. Nobody wants the skunk. All right, we have lots of exciting things. So thank you, Janet. The facial cleansing cloths are a product that, unless you know about them, you're not typically going to sell. But it's not an anti-aging product. It's like if someone's going camping or like somebody uses the gym, just something quick and easy. So
And she said you should be selling makeup cleansing cloths and eye makeup removers in package together.
oh, good idea. Yeah.
And it's cool too when you go to her class. She gives you a workbook, and she has every single lipstick that we have listed, and then what lip liners go with it, and then what lip glosses. So
Nice.
cool. And then you should be packaging those up together and selling them together like that. Go to her class, please.
By the way, side note, okay, one of the things I remember that you shared about her is about the under eye corrector and how amazing ours was.
Yes, our under eye corrector is like.
Should do a little blur for 2 seconds because that is a phenomenal product that I don't think enough people.
I use it.
Please share about that real quick.
I'm
sorry to throw you under the bus.
No, it's okay. It's like makeup artist quality, and what else came out at that time? There was something else that came out.
The new concealers.
No, there was something else, and everybody went gaga over it. But we should have been really going gaga over it. Oh, it must have been. We should have been going gaga over the under eye corrector. There's nothing else like
I
it.
use it all the time. I was up with my daughter until 3 a.m. when I used the under eye corrector, and for me, I could you would never know. I was up till 3 a.m.
And it has light reflecting pigment, so it makes your eyes look brighter, and it just makes everything kind of like. Because nobody's face is the same color anywhere on their body, and so it really kind of smooths it out and gives you like a complete finish.
So under eye corrector helps with dark circles. So it's like a makeup product, in case you don't know what it is. It's a makeup product, but it's phenomenal. And so, like you said, if you struggle with dark circles, don't get enough sleep, it's awesome. Yeah. So anyways, one of the things I remember, Jana saying is that everyone should have been ranting and raving about it. And there was some other product, like we can't remember which one it was, that everyone was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. And Lori Hogg was like, y'all should be flipping out about this under eye corrector because it is the best thing on the market and there's not much out there like that. So anyways. All right, so Lori Hogg event. She's coming in February. I just posted the info today because I just got it yesterday. So it's gonna be exciting. All right, so several announcements to tell you guys about. First of all, where do we start? Of course, we have January Jumpstart this weekend. It is sold out, but what they are doing is if somebody hasn't, this room's going to be packed. There's literally going to be 60 people in here. And so it's going to be packed. And if you're someone who has claustrophobia or whatever, we are going to take people into the side room and stream it live. And for people that have issues, being jammed in here. But we are going to have an overflow. If someone does want to still sign up, you're like have to go to the overflow. So, but you're still in the same room and gonna get that. So, okay, so that event is coming up. Okay, this is like the biggest event. I want to make sure everyone writes this down because I am most excited about this in January. My good friend Vicki Piccolari, she is the #3 director in the entire nation, is just an incredible woman with such a big heart and really is a powerful trainer. She is a powerful teacher in sales, and so you're not going to want to miss hearing from this lady. She's like this tiny little thing, just a little firecracker. But anyways, like I'm the giant. But anyways, but I think it's so good to hear from other top people because we all have different personalities and all have different strengths. And so she's coming, and I would spend as much time as you can with her. So she's coming the 27th. So last Saturday in January, and she's doing the facials. I'm sorry, my printer's at my new house, and I was in my Pueblo house all day cleaning, blah, blah, blah. I didn't get a chance to make copies of the calendar, but I did post this, and so I'll pass it around, but all the info is on here. So she's coming the 27th. We're not doing Friday night facials. Instead, we're doing a Saturday morning facial that weekend, and you're going to get, your guests are going to get to be facialed by Vicki. And I would highly recommend you come and just watch, because you guys have seen me do a facial a gazillion times. And I love watching other top people do facials because you learn so much from them. And every time I watch any director, I've always learned so much. So I would try and get as many guests as you can there for Vicki. We are, of course, going to do marketing afterwards. But I would come to just to watch, okay? Just to watch her in action doing a facial, because that's our bread and butter. And you're going to learn from the best of the best. Okay, so that's 10 a.m. And then lunch, if you earned your bracelet last month, so raise your hand, where my bracelet winners last month, woo-woo, you guys get to come to lunch with Vicki, okay? So that'll be at 1 p.m. How about this? I just decided to make this up too, because I can. If you still want to earn lunch, you get into your red jacket by then, and you can earn lunch with Vicki, okay? So get your red jacket, which is 3 active. If you're already in your red jacket, then get 3 more active. Okay, there we go. Okay, here's another thing for you two, where Jen and Elizabeth and anyone else that wants to get into DIQ. She is coming Friday. Well, she's coming in Friday, actually. And Friday, she's doing a director's meeting from 4 to 6. If you're in DIQ by then, you get to come. So you have your 8 active by the 26th. You get to come to the director meeting, and then we're going to dinner afterwards with her. Those are in our area. So there you go. There's a little fun challenge for you. And then, of course, you get to go to lunch. And then the big thing is she's training on the 27th from 2 to 5. Okay, so she's doing facials at 10 a.m. Come watch her do a facial. Then we're going to do marketing, and so then we'll go to lunch. And then from 2 to 5 is the training. And it's free. And I want as many of my people there, because she's doing it just for us. She's literally flying in to train you guys. So make it a priority to be there, because you're going to want to be in her space. And I am honored, and I would hate to have it be like crickets. You know, she comes and then there's like 5 people there. Come, and it will benefit your business. It's free, and you are going to be so inspired by her. I promise. Every time I get a box message from her, every time I'm around her and in her space, I am always, I'm inspired. She stretches my thinking and makes me want to do more in my business, even at this level. So here, it's right here. Absolutely. Okay, so that's the big thing that I want all of us to be sure to come to. And then our face race. Okay, so we won the face race, by the way. We totally kicked their butts. So that was a good thing. So I was very, very, very thankful. We used ourselves. So good job, guys. Good job. Thank you. However, she didn't really get to promote it like we did. And so we're going to extend it through all of January. Okay? So redo. Yes, no slacking. Okay, we won once. All right, that was on like it's 9 or 10 I think. We're going to continue the face race into January. Okay? So use your girlfriend consistency stuff to be able to earn your prizes that will help us with the face race. And so so I need to do the drawing, because I still will give away $100 cash to one of y'all. But then we are going to do the same thing, that you I'll post another JPEG just for January, and then we'll track all the faces that we see, okay? Because she didn't do a good job tracking. So basically they're gonna actually try this. So we are gonna blow them out of the water, right? So every face you see, you let us know, and we're in a face race with another unit in Florida, another top unit. So anyways, all right. After the Lori Hogg. Okay, so I want to talk about our I think that's all as far as the announcements. Trying to think if there's anything else. So we're gonna so now we'll talk about our meetings and the guest events, okay? So there's a lot of fun things that we ladies decided on. You got some smart ladies here that we want to make our meetings better. And we want to retain people. We want to get everyone involved. We want to build relationships. But first of all, we're going to talk about the guest events. Each week at the meeting, we're going to do lavender hot towel facials. So during the beauty experience, so we're going to rotate back between microderm and charcoal mask. Let me explain. One Why don't you tell about lavender hot towels? Because I think that was your idea or Courtney's idea.
It was
Maybe. I think
kind
it
of
was one of both.
yeah.
Tell them about it. Tell them about what it
Just
is.
makes it a nicer feeling. And when you say beauty experience, you want to give your customers and clients an experience that they're going to enjoy. So we thought that to go along with the beauty experience theme, we'll just do hot towels with lavender on their face before they do the facial.
Mhm.
And then we'll have pretty music playing in the background and like lemon water and aromatherapy thing going and diffuser.
That's it.
Smells great.
I know.
Is it mandatory? Like, say I have somebody that comes and they don't want to put lavender.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have it available if they would.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, as they're doing, so we're gonna rotate back between charcoal mask and microderm. And so when they are like getting the charcoal mask off, this was my envisioning, as they're getting the charcoal mask off, then they're gonna put the lavender towel on it and just sit there for like a minute. And you'd be surprised how many women don't sit still for a minute. A minute is a long time that they can't say today we're gonna have a road like music playing or whatever, and they're just gonna sit still. And it just makes it much more of a relaxing experience. And then with microderm, when they're like when they have step 1 on, when they're like putting it on their face to kind of soften things up and they'll wipe it off with that hot lavender towel, just makes it an extra pampering thing. No, there's no mandatory anything.
Yeah, I would rather.
But with you have to have an allergy to it, of course. But it gives you, when you're booking people, to say, oh my gosh, I'd love to have you come to a beauty experience. You get a hot lavender towel, and you get to try microdermabrasion, or you get to try the charcoal mask. You're going to be like spoiled rotten. You're going to love it. It's just an extra thing that people are much more interested in coming. So that will be during the meeting. So these lovely ladies and Courtney will be rotating through doing the facials.
I was just gonna ask
Crock pot.
Yeah.
And is it the white towels that we?
No, they're real
We
washcloths.
Yeah, they're real
Like
towels.
real washcloths. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That will be a relaxing thing. So invite guests. We want to pack the house with guests because we've had great results with guests.
Yeah, we can bring.
Yeah. We can mix it up. But that's huge. And the other thing going along with the guest count is we have to have RSVPs. We have to have RSVPs, and I need to know at least by noon on Monday if you're going to have guests, and then you have to be here at least 15 minutes beforehand to set it up because we don't want the craziness, and we want to start the meeting right at 6:30 and have there be a smooth transition. So if you have guests, be sure to RSVP by noon, and then be here by 6:15 to set up. Okay, got it? Anything else, please? Pretty please. I was telling them I do not like chaos, and chaos drives me bonkers. And so it's crazy when people come at the last minute, and it's none of you in the room. It's always people that aren't here. They need to hear this, but we'll just spread the word. I'm going to start talking about it, make sure everyone knows they need RSVP and to be here early to help set up so it's not chaotic. You're going to ask me anything else we talked about for the facials that I'm forgetting? Food.
Oh,
Yes, I wrote that down. Okay, so food. This is important because Janet had a little chaos with that. Yeah, Janet had a little food chaos last week. Oh, week before. We had all this food in there, which is awesome. But then it took like 15 minutes for the guests to eat, and they all want to eat their food. And so, anyways, there's a reason why we're doing this. Is when we break, we're gonna take the guests straight to do facials. You guys are gonna go get food. We're gonna have snacks for the guests at the end, okay? So just so you know, if you bring your guests, send them right into the facials. We will have food for them at the end, but it just gets chaotic. Then they're gonna eat while I go in and do marketing. Does that make sense? Because otherwise it just takes more time is really the thing. It takes more time. Right.
Yeah.
Like Jana, we had an awesome spread. It was great. But
5 minutes, people are like, let's go do 7 minutes. And we're like,
and then they were taking forever to eat, and she's like, oh yes, I'm never gonna get through the facial. Yeah. So we're wanting to streamline things and make things like flow quick. Does that make sense? We're not being mean, we will feed them, it'll just be at the end, okay? During marketing, so they can eat while I talk to them, all right? That makes sense? So we're gonna have, in fact, who's in charge of snacks? Courtney's in charge of snacks, and she is gonna remind everybody each week, and we're gonna have 2 signups for snacks, which I'll have her do that next week, have make sign-up list. We're gonna have one for the guests to just bring desserts, and then we'll have guests for everybody, or snacks for everybody else. Does that make sense? That's one of the changes we're gonna make. Okay, one of the other cool changes that I'm really excited about that you guys are going to be the first to experience this, you four over here, is we are going to do a little new consultant. I'll hang out over here. Is we're going to start something new called a new consultant. Well, first of all, we're going to have new consultant training during the meeting. So when I go and split, so we do facials, and then, you know, I go do marketing, and then the other two rock stars that are up here are going to finish up the training here. And then we're going to have one of them take the new consultant. So you'll see around 8. She's going to take this. Sorry. That's your arm. Sorry, I wasn't looking. My bad. And she's going to take you into the back room and just go over questions, go over basic stuff, because we know tonight your brain is going to be spinning. Especially, I just did the orientation with the 3 of y'all. And so their brains are extra spinning. And so she's just going to go answer new consultant questions and just make sure that you understand everything. So it's going to be like a Q&A time for any new consultant. And we're really excited about it. You can even go if you want, I don't care. Just go, and it'll be a time to talk to one of the leaders, because we know that, you know, when you come to your first few meetings, it's like Mary Kay lingo. It's like a whole foreign language, right? And so she's going to break it down, and they're going to take turns and break down just the basics, okay? So we're excited about that change. That's going to be a really good change. Name tags. I need to bring mine. But everyone got name tags. If you're a new consultant, your first meeting, you get a sticky one, okay? Your first meeting, you get a sticky one. Those of you that have been more than twice, you get a real one, a fancy schmancy one. So next meeting y'all come to, you get a fancy schmancy one. And you leave them here, okay? You leave them here. We will have, I forget, it was the greeter. I think the greeter's job to collect name tags. We're figuring this system out. What's her job to collect name tags? The reason I'm doing this is, okay, here's the deal, is I know there's a lot of you that come often and you don't remember people's names, okay? And it's important to be able to talk to me, hey, Cassie, you know what I mean? Instead of like, hey, you. I know you said your name once before, and I don't remember your name. I know everyone's name, but not everyone doesn't. And I want you to step out of your comfort zone and go talk, especially if someone has a sticky, it's your job to talk to somebody new. Because I want our people, everyone to feel welcomed. I know that we all have our buddies, but especially like these ladies, their job, they love you guys, but their job is to mingle and make everyone feel special, okay? But it's your job too, and that's what most of us love about this is the relationships. But if you know somebody's name, I want you to really go talk to them, especially the new people, okay? So if you see someone with a sticky, it's your job during the break. If you see them just hanging out, to go and talk to them, okay? Got it? Got it. And then the other thing we're going to do, which we're excited, and those of you watching online, I definitely know some of you are going to want to do this, is we're going to have new consultant buddies. So whoever the greeter is, and these ladies are going to rotate and greet through. When a new consultant comes, and it's your very first meeting, you get your sticky name tag. She's going to buddy you with a new consultant, or with a seasoned consultant. So if you want to be a new consultant buddy, I'll pass around a sheet, and you guys can tell me on there if you want to be a new consultant buddy. Basically, okay, Morgan's first meeting. Morgan, I know it's your first meeting and you don't know anybody. I'm going to hook you up with Caitlin tonight. She's going to be your new consultant buddy, and she's going to walk you around, make sure you know what Pink Power Days are, make sure you know where the registration table is, sit next to you in case you're like, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? She's going to, does that make sense? So the new consultant has a buddy, and then it's your job, Caitlin, if you choose to accept to be a new consultant buddy. Since I just picked you. You'd be a great person for it, Caitlin. Because you have a big heart, is that you connect with her, and you get her number, and you reach out to her, and you say, follow up with her after the meeting. Does that make sense? So that's the role of a new consultant buddy. And that you've been to a couple meetings, and that you want to be like that person that when a new consultant comes in, I can say, and I want lots of them, so not just one, because we are growing at massive rates. And so I want lots of new consultant buddies. So if you want to be a new consultant buddy, Jana, do you have a pen, or someone has a pen, and we'll pass it around. Or you can just text me, those of you that are watching, if you want to be a new consultant buddy. Okay, excited about that? We're excited about that because we want to make everyone feel welcome. Because I know it's hard to come to a meeting, your first meeting, and you don't know anybody, and you feel awkward, and these ladies are crazy, and they're speaking a foreign language, and they're dancing.
Somebody has to teach them.
So, yeah, we're excited about that change, too. All right, Anything else we have to say about that? And then cleaning, Elizabeth is going to remind you the people that signed up for cleaning. Janet's going to write you.
Is ours
Yeah.
out of date?
Ours out of date, yeah.
So I will just, I'll probably have something thrown together next week. But it's gonna be the same concept, because I know Brianna was in charge of that last time, and she's not doing her own thing, so now we're doing ours. So, I will create something this week, so we're not gonna worry about it tonight.
Yeah,
If you're able to stay and help clean up, that'd be fabulous. So
Yeah.
it's not the five of us alone tonight. But yeah, I will have a sign-up sheet next week, just if you're able to complete it, great. If not, text one of us, and we can figure it out.
Oh, I just remembered something really important. This is that I do not have written down. That I don't think I've even told you guys about, but going along with the cleaning and the studio. One thing that, and it really, of course, I feel like the people who have this issue are never here when they need to be, but we're just going to spread the word, and you know how it, anyways. But I want you guys to know for your guests. And so, at the studio, we are not allowed to have any kids under 12. It is against our contract, and I didn't even realize this, that I can literally get kicked out of the studio if we have kids that are under 12. So, did not know that. It's, don't want that happening. And so, don't bring kids under 12, first of all. And second of all, and it's just for insurance reasons, because it's liability reasons. Like, you could bring your kid and your kid's awesome, but if she breaks something and you didn't know me, I mean, I know you, but let's say it was a guest, she could sue us. And literally could sue us if anything happened to her kid. If her kid broke its leg, if her kid did something that was not her fault, she literally could sue the studio. And so it's that serious of an issue, and that's why I have not enforced it, because I'm like, kids, whatever, I love them. But it was made clear this last week that is not okay, and that literally because of insurance reasons, because someone had that happen. So, not here, whatever. So we don't want to run the risk. So what I mean in that is, when you have guests, just coach them and just say, you know what, we love kids, but this is not an environment for kids. We can't have kids there because of insurance reasons. And so see if you can get a babysitter. Does that make sense? And so literally some of the other directors here, they have to, I mean, they've done it, and they have to turn people away. And so I don't want to have to do that, but it involves the coaching of just saying, hey, you can't have kids. And and especially for consultants too, it's more fun if your kid isn't here for you, because then you can focus. Not that you don't love your kid. And I'm not pointing out you, I just know that you have a kid, so you understand this, and you're right in front of me. But she can relax, she can enjoy herself, she can focus, she can listen, she can be in the moment when her kid isn't here. And that is the point.
My first appointment, and it was annoying.
Yeah.
Because she's like crawling around, helping everybody else, and
Yeah. So anyways, we have to be better about coaching guests. So I'm sorry, I hate to be the
I mean, if
implementer of
that's
that.
the issue, probably just reschedule and do that.
Right, just exactly.
It's not that big of a deal.
No, unless people understand. So, all right. What do you guys know about that? All right. And then, oh, one other thing. Okay, so we brought this skunk. Okay, so we are an environment of positivity. And nobody in the room, of course, has this issue. But, you know, other people who are not here, right? We don't want there to be any negativity in this environment. This is our pink bubble. This is our place where, you know, where we can be positive, where we don't want, you know, and we can walk out the door and it's gonna be negative. So anytime, it's gonna be a fun reminder of anytime anybody says anything negative, you get to hold on to the skunk, and you will get the skunk randomly thrown at you. So we want you to be positive, I mean, and some people don't even realize they're being negative, but towards yourself first and foremost. I can tell you that's where I see it more than anything is women, because I don't know, we have this, it's become socially acceptable where people feel like they need to just belittle themselves. And it's so sad that this is an environment where, in a friendly reminder, we're going to throw a skunk at you. You know, like, Callie, I'm going to throw you under the bus. Like, she's never said this to me, but let's say she says, oh, I just suck at warm tethering. Oh, I just suck at booking. Then you will get a random skunk thrown at you. Okay?
you can change that thought.
Yeah, and then you have to stop it, and you have to say something positive. So, those things back. I just giving you as an example.
Also, if you come and you're having a bad day and a stinky attitude, then just grab the stuff. Just let me know already.
We can have you. It's okay. So it's just going to be a fun reminder to be positive. And positive, I mean, you know, sometimes people can just be so negative. You all have been around those people, right? Where you're like, oh my gosh, I feel worse about my life now after hanging out with you. That you don't ever want, some people don't, but those people don't realize that they're doing it 9 times out of 10. So it's also a fun way to just inform people like, ha ha, skunk at you, like, and a fun way, okay? Not a mean way. But a lot of people who are negative don't realize they're negative. Right? And usually that they're miserable. And that says a lot about someone if they're that negative. You know what I mean? And also if we're throwing the skunk at you because, you know, you said you can't warm chat or you can't do this, you can't do that, we want to encourage you not to say those things to yourself, because every time you say those things, it decreases your confidence. Mm-hmm. And this is about building your confidence. And we want you just more aware of it. But a lot of women don't realize how hard they are on themselves and how they beat themselves up. Like most of us would be black and blue on the inside if we realized how much we, like the horrible things we say to ourselves that we would never say to anybody else. Okay, so fun little skunk, remind us to be positive to everyone else, but more importantly to yourself, to love on yourself. Okay, that'll be fun. And they're gonna throw the skunk too when they're there. Even like Courtney, I think I was gonna throw the skunk at her earlier. She's saying she can't talk. You know, you like stuff like that. You guys can pick up the skunk and throw it at people too. All right? So we just or you can just say skunk, skunk, and then we'll throw it at her, and she'll know. She's not here. Does that make sense?
I love it.
Does that make sense? It's so
There are
fun.
things over here that we'll hear sometimes when you're talking to the same little,
Yeah.
and you may not hear it. So
Yes, but you could say skunk, skunk. It's a fun, friendly reminder
I like
to
that.
just, yeah. So I want you, does that make sense? We want you embracing it. All right. No negativity. Okay. The other thing is at the end of the meeting, normally like when we have guests, I want you to know that my number one priority at the meeting is to close the guest for you. And if you guys have questions, I love you and I want to answer your questions, but my number one priority at the meeting is to close your guest. And if you have guests, you want me closing your guest. And so if you have questions, go to these ladies first, because I can guarantee 95% of the questions that you have, these ladies can answer for you. Okay? So they're going to be fielding questions if you have questions. If it's a question that Candace, I've had people literally hanging out there waiting till like 10 o'clock at night and I feel horrible. Box me, call me later, we'll talk. Like you can, but I do want you to know that I'm not being rude to you, but my number one priority at the meeting is the guests. Is I want, and you bring people here so I can recruit them for you. All right? Okay. Let's see. What else did we talk about? Anything? Okay. The last two things. Oh, this is totally different, but I want to make sure you guys know about this. So Vicki, when she's coming, she is going to teach you guys how to use your flip chart.
No.
Get excited because I don't even know what to do with the flip chart, okay? Because I've been doing mine the exact same way forever. And I have looked at it, and some of my friends, she's taken out some of the stuff and then put in her own stuff. And so literally during the training, bring your flip chart. Okay, she's gonna teach us how to use our flip chart, which I'm so excited about. And so I forgot to say that. I didn't tell you guys that, but look at her eyes. She's like, yeah, because it's a really cool tool, but it's missing some stuff, and it's really long if you read the entire thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
And the pictures are so cool.
I've used it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that.
Yeah. So, anyways, I wanted to reiterate that. Another reason to come is she's going to teach you how to use your flip chart. It's a great tool, but I think most of us are so stuck in our ways that we have a system, right? I have a system, and so I'm excited to learn from her about that. Okay, 2 things that I got from her that I'm really excited about. Okay, so I mentioned these ladies are running the meeting. I'm going to start something. It's going to be an exclusive group. It's called Exclusively for Elites, and it's for the leaders in our area. And what it is anyone who has at least 5 team members and at least 3 of them active. Okay, so you have 5 team members and 3 of them actually are essentially a red jacket plus some. Does that make sense? So when you have 5 team members and at least 3 of them active, you're going to be an exclusively elite. So that's what you guys are. And we are going to have special leadership training once a month in my home. We're going to have they're going to get special leadership training, and we're going to talk about the meetings, make sure things are working, because this is a whole new thing for us. Which, by the way, Brianna and her unit are meeting now on Tuesday nights. So that's why we're doing all this, is because she used to do the facials, and they used to meet in there, and actually starting next week, we'll have another director, Angela, You guys don't even know her. She's amazing. She's going to be meeting here on Monday nights, opposite us. Okay? So, exclusively elite, something I want you to go for. The other thing, which is brand new, nobody even knows about this, pass this around. This is a brand new challenge that I am doing, and brand new tracking. Yeah, and I thought I had a colorful one, but I don't. This I did print off like a week ago, so I did make copies of it. My printer is at my new home, and I didn't get to whatever. So I will post this, but this is something everybody can do. Okay, so exclusively for elites is for leaders and people who want to move up the career path, all right? Special training in my home. This is something called 50 and 5. And it's something we're going to do for the next 3 months. It's something I'm really going to be promoting with new consultants, but I'm going to let everybody be able to take advantage of it starting today, since it's the first. And I'll post it. I didn't want to post it because I wanted to explain it and how it works, okay? So get excited. Would any of you like to make $1,000 extra a month just in residual income?
Yes.
Yes, I think we all would, right? That's from your reorders and from your team, okay? Now, the way that you do this and the way that Vicki and I, we came up with this on our own. This is like raw stuff of me and Vicki's challenge. So nobody else has done this, all right? We did the math, and if you wanted, because here's the deal, so we want you making money, but you have to have a stable, solid business to do that. You want to make $1,000 extra a month with in your sleep without even thinking about it, and then your new business is just going to be on top of that, then you want to do this 50 and 5 challenge. Because what this is it's building 50 new skincare customers, and 5 new team members, okay? So over the next 3 months, and I'm going to give you $50 cash when you do this, okay? Because the goal is that you'll have $1,000 residual income coming in. Of course, all the other money from the 50 skincare customers. Someone grab their calculator. Okay, Elizabeth, grab since you have your phone out. If you had 50 Miracle Set customers, well, we can do that. That's $100. That's 50 times 100 is what? Is that 5,000? That's $5,000. So half of that, you'd have $2,500 in your pocket if they just did the Miracle Set, plus my $50. Okay, so I'm just throwing in the $50. More importantly, I want you selling skincare. Now I guess I don't need a calculator for this math because I at least know this much. If you did, let's say, a clear proof set or a botanical, that's about $50. So half of that, so you'd have $2,500 retail sales, and so you'd be making $1,200, right? And then if you had 50 repair customers, ooh, that's where it gets really exciting. That's $10,000 retail, $5,000 in your pocket. Can you get excited?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what I want you putting on your fridge. I want you putting on your bathroom mirror. I want you focus on how can I get to 50 new skincare customers and 5 new team members in the next 90 days. So it literally starts today.
If we have more than 5 new team members.
That's a good problem. That's a great problem.
Do we get to put them in as
Yeah, put them in as well. So the hearts represent your 50 new skincare customers. And so it says down at the bottom, first name and last initials, and the initial of the skincare line purchased, and then the date. So it has down at the bottom, it says the basic is just cleanser and moisturizer. Miracle Set, the ultimate Miracle Set is the Miracle Set plus the Microderm and the Firming Eye Cream, which that's like $189, so it's about the same as a repair set. Clear Proof, Botanical, MK Men's, or Time-Wise Repair, okay? So in the little hearts, you're just gonna write their name and their first initial, and then which skincare set, and then the date, okay? So that's your tracking. And then the little lips are your 5 team members, okay? And they don't have to be active. I would recommend active. We didn't actually put that on there, but I would say that you'd want them to be active. I do active, okay? So literally starts today. For the next 30 days, if you break that down, what's 50 divided by 3? What, like 17, 18, 17 and a half, yeah. That would be what you would focus on, would be 17 new skincare customers this month, which if you backtrack that, I would say you'd want to see at least 30 faces this month. And really be focused on skincare and tell everybody. My goal is our unit's doing this new thing called 50 and 5. And I'm going to do this for new consultants from now on, just so you know, this is mainly a new consultant thing, because I want you getting to where you have a strong, solid business. That's what Vicki and I really want for you guys. But this is where it's at. And what this also does is I don't want you just doing faces. I want you selling skincare. And so many times what I see happen is people blow through faces, maybe sell a mascara and a gloss here, but you're not selling skincare. You're not focusing on skincare, and that's your bread and butter. You sell an eyeshadow, you sell a mascara, well, mascaras run out quicker, but that was a good example, but the makeup lasts a long time. Skincare is 3 to 6 months, and you're gonna have that repeat clientele, okay? The other thing you could do for this is that we haven't talked about this in a while, but have you remember, new consultants don't know about this, the Glow and Tell Challenge. I'll repost stuff about this, but the Glow and Tell Challenge, do you remember us talking about this? Maybe Jana's the only one. Glow and Tell. Okay, Jana's the only one. Jana, why don't you tell about Glow and Tell Challenge and bring back memories? Am I totally?
No,
you remember. You got it. It came back.
So
it came back.
Basically, what we did was we challenged our new skincare customers to try their skincare set for 21 days.
Yep.
Take a before picture and an after picture, and then we offered them either if nothing changed, then they could just return the skincare set. But if they continued with it, they would get 21% off or whatever. But it was just a 21-day challenge because that's when you start seeing the most results.
So
you just
basically a before and after picture.
Right.
After
So I
21 days,
can-
so
yeah.
they had to follow the directions. You had to wash your face morning and evening and all that stuff, and then they got bragged with something at the end if
Yeah.
they completed it.
So it's a simple thing you could do to tell everybody, hey, my goal is to have 50 skincare customers, and I am doing this really cool Glow and Tell challenge. I'll post JPEGs. I have JPEGs of the different skincare sets. So yeah, what she said is basically how they become a Glow and Tell challenge person is they have to pick one of our skincare sets, and they have to use it for 21 days consistently. Take before and after pictures. And we even talked about, getting into a new routine. Maybe the consultant would text them the first 3 nights or something and just remind them, hey, I'm so excited for you to be one of my Glow and Tell people. Remember to wash your face tonight, because people have issues getting into a routine, right? And then they take a before and after picture, and it's up to you. Maybe like a lot of people, they offered either 21% off at the beginning. So then they're buying it. Let's say they pick the Clear Proof line. They're buying the Clear Proof line, let's say at 21% off. They use it for 21 days. If their skin isn't glowing and they want to tell everyone about it, they can return and get their money back. So that's basically the theory behind it. Is you get them using it for 21 days because after 21 days helps create a habit, and they're going to see the biggest difference in their skin. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so it's a really fun way to help you focus on skincare. Right? So you can do that. And a lot of you have done faces. Go back and say, hey, I'm doing the Glow and Tell challenge. And pick one of our 4 skincare lines and use it for 21 days. I'll give you 21% off. Use it for 21 days. If your skin isn't glowing and you want to tell everyone about it, you go return and get your money back. But what they found in the research is like 90 to 95% of people didn't want to give it back. Right? So does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So that's a simple way you could sell skincare. Also, just being really focused on skincare at the end when you're closing, and tell people, hey, I have a goal to do, 50 and 5, and to sell, 50 skincare customers. I would love for you to be one of my skincare customers. And what that means is that you get to use and what that does is they get to use the whole set. Because what I also find a lot of consultants doing is they'll sell a moisturizer, a cleanser, a day solution, a night solution, and they're not going to get the maximum benefits unless they use the entire set. And so they're shooting themselves in the foot. You're shooting yourself in the foot. One of the things that I've said a lot recently at my facials, write this down. This will help you sell skincare. 2 things that I think have really made a big difference. Number 1, I tell them at the end when I'm closing the skincare. So we've done the Miracle set. We've done CC cream on their face. And I tell them, doesn't your face feel awesome? Don't you like how it feels? Isn't it soft? Doesn't it look flawless? Blah, blah, blah. It looks awesome because we did all the skincare before we did that. Let me show you a demo. On the back of their arm, I've been doing this a lot. You guys have seen me. I do the cleanser, I do the moisturizer, I do the CC cream on one spot on their arm. And then I do just the CC cream. You don't want to do it on their hands because they've already done set hands. In their hands, it's not going to show up as drastic. That's why you do their arm. And then I have them do just the CC cream by itself. And I ask them, tell me what you notice difference. And every time they're like, the one without skincare, it just doesn't go in very well. It's tricky. You can see all their cracks and crevices. and the one with the skincare, it just glides on the top. That reiterates to them the importance of skincare, because how many times do people think they look amazing and they just buy the last thing they use? They just buy the CC cream. But their CC cream is not going to look as awesome if they don't use the skincare. Exactly. And a lot of consultants are missing that boat. And so that is a huge thing I do. The second thing I always say that I got from another director, because every time I watch a director, I learn something. She talks about how every time you use skincare, you want to use a whole line through and through. Because if not, it's like chemical warfare on your face. And I would say most women are using hodgepodge skincare. They have the cleanser of this brand, they have a moisturizer of this brand, they have a foundation of this brand, and it's literally chemical warfare on their face. Your face and your skin is not used to using other brands with other brands. And so that's why a lot of people have really bad skin issues. It's a lot of times they're using the wrong products and the wrong products together, and it's a horrible, almost deadly match. And so I was telling them, no matter what you use the line through and through. Anyways, these are just little things that can help you sell skin care.
The other thing I like to mention too is I let them know that Mary Kay has done over 500,000 tests with our products annually. They do, all those tests, so it's on the research behind it, and they know that we can mix and match our stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas once you get to your bathroom and you start mix matching, Mary Kay didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times they want to blame it on Mary Kay, and it's like, wait a minute, no, that's not
That makes
right.
it match with
No,
other stuff,
you
with
can't.
other brands.
And I like to,
all day
interchangeably.
long, yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I use the Time Wise and the Lady Blade.
Yeah. Yeah, the repair, so do I. We all do. The repair set, yeah.
I use them.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Within our line, but not other brands.
No.
Yeah, like not having them use other brands.
The other thing I like to add to it is I let them know it's like a recipe when you're baking a cake.
Mm,
When you start pulling out the eggs, it's going to change the recipe or substitute.
that's a good example. That's a great example. I'm going to repeat that so they can hear that. What she said is, it's like a recipe. I have to remember. What she said is it's like a recipe. If you don't follow the recipe to the T, you take out the eggs, you take out the baking powder, whatever, you're not going to see the same results. And so it's the same thing with their face. It's a great example. Yeah. So you excited about hitting 50 skincare customers and 5 team members? You get to this point and prove me wrong that you don't have $1,000 coming in a month without even thinking about it. But I want you to focus on skincare and not just faces. Okay, yes, faces take you places, but you got to close them. You got to really be focused on the skincare. And that goes with you, having a conversation with them. If someone says, hey, I just want the moisturizer, I mean, that's awesome. However, and I will sell you the moisturizer, but I want you to know you're not going to see the maximum benefits, if you're not using it with a great cleanser. What cleanser are you using? Oh, you're using Clinique? Okay, well, just FYI, you don't want to mix brands. You're not going to see the maximum. You know what I mean? Like, you're just having that conversation with her. And a lot of women don't, because you don't want to be pushy. You're not being pushy. You're helping her. And that's one of the biggest things you have to change your mindset is if you're doing this for the right reasons, you want what's best for Ave. You're not thinking about just the sale for yourself. If Ave complains that the moisturizer doesn't work, it could be like all the other things we were talking about. She could be using the wrong cleanser. She could not be using, a good foundation or whatever, that it could be having some weird reaction. Does that make sense? That you have to be thinking what is best interest for her. All right? All right, 50 and 5. Let's see who can do it first. Woo! So $50 cash, but more importantly, like we said, you're going to be making that other money and really having that consistency and that solid base. So I'm excited. I'm going to be teaching all new consultants this, and I want you guys have the opportunity to start with that. Okay? Okay. Then, all right, any questions about that? Okay. A couple more things, and then I'm going to have them train. So a couple things. So it's a new year. Yay! Are you excited? Can you even believe it? Like, I don't even feel like it. But we're going to talk about this weekend, but it's very important when you go into a new year that you don't beat yourself up about what did or didn't happen last month, yesterday, that you go in with a fresh start to your business. I love new beginnings because we all get a fresh new start, right? But one of the biggest things women do is they take their baggage from before and they bring it into the new year. But I want you to let go of that baggage and know that this year can be your best year ever. That I want what's best for each and every single one of you. And I want this to be your best year ever. But it starts with starting off now, like right now. And I would encourage you, number one, to make sure you have a goal. And that you have a goal and something that you're shooting for, right? That you have a goal. You know, this is 50 and 5 is a great thing to start with. I've given you the girlfriend's consistency, given you a reason to get in your red jacket. There's so many little carrots you can run after in Mary Kay, but you've got to pick one that excites you, right? I can throw all these things at you, but I want you to pick something that excites you. You know, maybe it's not Mary Kay related. Maybe it's a new car or taking your kids on a trip to Disneyland or whatever it may be. What is something you could get excited about? And let's map out a plan. Because I want this to be your best year ever, but I want you getting what you want out of your business. And so I would start it off. Here's a couple things to start off a great month, that no matter what your goal is of course this 50 and 5 thing, but also fill up your books as soon as you can with New Year, New You makeovers. I posted in our Courageous area in the Boxer group and our Facebook page on some great scripts to fill up your books with some great new looks. You know, that it's a new year, everyone's looking for a new makeover, new look. And all you have to do is use the look cards, by the way. We were talking about how they're doing makeup. Don't worry. The look cards, those are your friends. They come in the starter kit, those little 3 eyeshadows, blush, gloss, they're your friend. That's all you have to do. But fill up your books. I am going to officially challenge you to get 10 appointments on your books by the 5th. To get 10 appointments on your books by the 5th. And so that means that for the whole month of January, you get these appointments on your books. I'll give you a prize. I'll give you something. I don't care. I'll follow something. But I'm going to have 10 appointments on your books by the 5th. Okay? So this gives you a reason to follow up with people and say, hey, I need to get 10 appointments on my books. We've been talking about this. It's a new year. Let me get you on my books. Can we tentatively schedule it? Schedule them into an event. Schedule them for a New Year, New You makeover. It gives you an excuse to just get started. Okay? So you've officially been challenged to get 10 appointments on your books. Use our skincare survey thing, whatever, the skincare 50 and 5 thing, I don't care. But I want you to get the product on people's faces. Okay? So 10 by the 5th. And then use the New Year, New You makeovers. The other thing I was going to talk about with 2018 is I did post this, and I would encourage you to take the time to ask yourself that they're going to do a little talking about 2018, but to really think about what happened last year. What are you going to learn from it? What are you going to change going into the new year? Because you can't change anything that happened last year, but you can change moving forward. And so there was a thing I posted on some questions to ask yourself. I won't go through them now, but I really encourage you to take the time to do that. So, okay. And then the last thing I'm going to share, and then I'm going to have you guys share because it's almost 8, so Courtney should be done soon. Okay, so these ladies heard it. Suzanne Brothers thing that I have huge goals and a huge desire for our unit. We have not had the best start to our year and the first 6 months. So our years in Mary Kay, for those of you that are new, we start, our year goes July 1st to June 30th. Okay, so we're like halfway time. Like we're literally halfway time in our goals for the entire year. And we were number 1 last year, and right now we're not anywhere near that. And I had shared with them that that there was this girl that basically inherited her mom's unit, and she was like $1 million unit, and so she inherited all these people. And anyways, I'd kind of given up on that, but just because her numbers are so swelled right now. And I found out when I was with them that was wrong thinking that I've been having. That why can't we swell our unit? Why can't we swell our unit? She got all these people inherited to her. We are a recruiting machine here. We are recruiting machines here. That my vision for us is for us to double and triple our unit size and to really just swell our unit. And to be number 1 again. But to do it by not just swelling our unit, going and finding our own people. And so I believe we can be number 1 2 years in a row. What do you guys think? People haven't done that. That hasn't been done for probably the last 10 years. So yeah, there's different people that are number 1 each year. So I think we should do it. Anyone else can get excited about being number 1 again? To be a part of, right now we are the number 1 unit officially till next year, but I don't want us to just be a has-been. Does that make sense? No one wants to be a has-been. Exactly. And sometimes you give into that thinking, oh, that was a fluke. This happened once. Just
No,
random.
that was hard work.
That was work. Jana was there for the whole year. She knows. It wasn't a fluke. And we and that takes people moving up, you know, and actually, don't know if you guys know this, but becoming a director helps with that because you get to add an extra 25,000 retail if you finish by like career conference. You get to add an extra 25,000 retail towards our year-end stuff. Anyways, so we need directors, is basically what we're saying, because that will help swell our unit size. And anyway, so we haven't had the best start, but that doesn't matter. Do you know, I don't know if you guys listen to Christian music, but one of my favorite songs right now is by Danny Gokey. It's called The Comeback, or it's Comeback, or yeah, no. Is that the name of it? Comeback? No, anyways, I think it's called Comeback. Anyways, it all talks about it's time for a comeback. It's time to get back on your feet. Doesn't matter what happened the first part of the year. It doesn't matter what happened last year or yesterday. It's time for a comeback. And it's time to get back up and get back stuff stronger. And not that we were knocked down or whatever. I'm not saying that, but I believe there's more. I believe we can do more. And I believe you were knocked down. We need you to get back up, girl. It's time. It's time. And we need each of us to get back up. I know each of us can do so much more than what we're doing. And we're really the only thing that's going to hold us back is right between our 2 years. And so I really believe that this 50 and 5 is going to help build strong, solid consultants to help you make money and really swell our unit and have it, you know, have you guys making money and then want to share with everybody. Because when you're making money, you want to share with everybody. Mm-hmm. Okay, so our goal is to be number 1 again. That's what I'm sharing.
Right.
There we go. So we have a big old fat goal. Yeah, we got a big old fat goal, and we got a lot more to do. So, all righty. All right, now it's time for you guys to wrap up the training. I'm gonna switch with you and have you come sit here, and I'm gonna go see what Courtney's up to in there. All right, we'll be right back, or they'll be back. All right.
Move around. We're playing musical chairs here today, guys. Hi. All right. So like she said, we're all going to take turns doing training. It's my first time, so I'm really excited. This is something that has been, you ladies are very inspiring. You guys are awesome. And I feel very privileged to be leading. So we're going to jump into talking kind of what Candace talked about 2018. We're going to do this for a second. Who had the month they wanted last week? Nobody. I didn't. But we're not going to focus on that. We're focusing on moving forward. So we're going to do a little
Activity.
activity. There we go. We're going to do activity. Yes, 10 points. Yeah, you know. I like giving up points. It's okay. Just go with it, Courtney. Come on now. Okay. We're going to do a little activity. I do this every year. I love doing this every year. We are going to kind of how we do an empowering word when we do a thing for our week. We're going to do an empowering word for our year. It represents our year. Last year, we did this in a small group with our church. They asked us to pick a word. Joy came to my mind. Ironically enough, that was when I was suffering through my postpartum. That was when, you know, with the word joy, you're not happy all the time, you're not sad all the time. It kind of just goes hand in hand. And ironically, what was one of our bracelets this past couple months? Joy. I got that bracelet. So for some reason, that word just kind of went through the entire year. So we're going to do a little activity. I want you to either write it down in your phone, in your notebook. I want you to take a second to think of a word. If you can pray, like me, I prayed about it, and it just came to me today. So I want you to think about a word that could go with your business and your personal. It can kind of go hand in hand. So we're going to take a minute. When you think of a word, and write it down. Yes, Avery.
Are we describing last year or this year?
This year. This coming
What
year.
you want to be?
What you want to be.
Okay.
Not necessarily like the word that you would take through the year. When it gets hard, what's the word you're going to focus on? When it's going great, what's that one word? Joy, when it was going great, I'm joyful because when it's hard, I'm going to look to the joy. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to take a minute. And I came up with my word all the way here, too. That's cool. So, it's a fun thing we do with our small group. I'm going to do it today. And then I have one other thing. And then, if you would like to share, I'm going to share mine. But if you guys want to share, that's great. But I will give you another minute to think about it. I know it's a lot of questions. Yeah. Oh, you're right. So, yeah. I'm going to give another minute because I see some people are saying something. Oh, I got to move up. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all can't see me. Hi.
I know, I'm new at this, so give me a little, give me a little bit. Okay. That's good. If you can't think of it right now, I know I kind of threw you on the spot. Yeah. Oh, commitment. All right. I like that one. It's a good one. And you will find it might not make sense now, but going through the year, it'll keep coming to you. That's kind of when it was with me with joy. I was like, why joy? Like, this doesn't make sense. And throughout the time, it kept coming to me. Anyone else want to share their word? Confidence. I like that one. That was good.
Mine was the same.
Oh, hey, that works out. So mine's determined. Personal, business, I mean, for me, it just kind of goes hand in hand. Eventually this year, I would like to be able to quit my job. Because I've got 2 little ones, and, you know, that's kind of my focus. And so determined, that's kind of going to be my focus, is when things get hard, I'm going to look to my word of being determined. Determined to make this happen. Determined to do whatever I can.
Take them.
Oh, you're going to take them? Oh, yes. Well, I'll
Do
stop
you
for a
guys have
minute.
your word yet?
If not, you know, it's just,
What's your word?
oh, that's a good
what's your
one.
word?
Nice, Jenny.
Super fresh.
Super fish.
Like
it,
What's
like
your
it.
word, Abby?
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Okay.
what about you, Kelly?
She said
Oh, you
confidence.
said confidence. And mine is consistency.
There you go.
Okay, let's go.
Steadfastness.
Oh, yeah. So our new consultants are going to go with Jana to do Q&A. And ladies, we're going to do this every week. So if you ever have a new consultant and she has to come to me, encourage her to come, because we'll be doing this every week. And we'll rotate every time. So come closer, you guys. I feel like, I think you're too close. You're too close.
Further away.
Further away. So I would encourage you to write this in a notebook, use on a mirror, something where it's going to be visual all the time. For me, it just always came up, so it was just always there. Okay. Okay. So the other thing, how long do I have to go through? I don't even know.
Until you're done.
Oh, okay, so I'm done. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, it's okay.
No, it was passed around.
Oh, no. Did it get?
We'll find it.
We'll find it. Oh, wait. Yeah, here we go. I found it. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, just because I want to start 2018 fresh and positive and not focusing on December, because I will admit I had a moment today. I was like, man, I get it. But then I talked to Candace, and she's like, girl, do you know what you've done this month? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I did do a lot, too. So that's kind of where I'm bringing it back to. So we're not focusing on 2017, whether it was a great year, horrible year. We're not focused on that. We're focused on 2018 and what's to come. Don't get it's cute. You don't want it. Let's be honest right now. Another thing I want to talk about now, who has had issues with referrals? When you call them, you text them, hang up, they don't want to talk to you. I'm right there with you. I try to do the script and I get the call before I can even explain. No, I'm not interested. I was on the Facebook group. It's called Let's Talk Pink.
Probably.
Yeah, because I know you're on it too. They posted a script for referrals. It's a text. Now, normally we don't encourage texting, but with referrals, this has worked. Yeah, it is a long text, and I'm going to read it to you, and I will probably post this on the website for you guys too. It worked. I got a lot of no's, but I did get a couple yeses. I posted this, and they responded to me.
Huge.
They responded. It wasn't crickets. It wasn't just don't even call me back. So I'm gonna read it, and you guys tell me what you think. Okay. Hey there, Erica. This is going to sound a little crazy, but Hannah said it would be okay if I messaged you. My name is Elizabeth Simmons, and I'm a Mary Kay beauty consultant. Hannah's helping me with a huge Mary Kay contest. I am working to earn my free first Chevy Cruze. I like this a lot. So. And then in parentheses, I'm so excited. As a way of her helping me, she wanted to pay it forward and offer you a free free Mary Kay beauty experience package. It's me bringing you spa-like treatments with your friends if you would like, where you get to experience the treatments, relax, and give me your honest opinion on the products. Would you be willing to help me out? I'd love to hear back from you either way. Just reply simply yes or no so I'm not left hanging. I promise it will be a lot of fun. I look forward to your response. I've gotten 80% response.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Really?
huge.
It's-
That's a message?
From this, and it's a
Crazy.
long message, so it's
Yeah.
probably, it shows up on my phone like this big.
Okay.
It's a
Most
long
people don't
message.
reply to stuff that
Can
long.
you just forward that?
Yeah, no, I'll post it. I think I can post it on our Instagram, but I'll type it out on our page and just be
And
like,
copy
hey,
and paste it.
yeah. And I didn't think, I was like, there's no way this is gonna work. I got a lot of notes. I was like, great, thanks for your response. I was like, holy cow, I'm getting something.
I was gonna say something's better than nothing.
Yeah.
I tell people yes or no, it's okay. I just
Need
like
to
to
know.
hear back from you.
Mhm.
I have the right number.
I got Abby here with that.
Yeah.
That's how I got her. I got another girl. Now, granted, the one thing I ran into, which was one of the girls that was going to come today, is the age issue. Because I did a party with younger girls. They were 20, 21. I was like, great. She's 16. Now, I'm not going to turn her away because she's still a referral. However, I'm doing but invite friends that are over 18 just so she's feeling the pampering too.
Make
She's
sure
not left out.
parents know.
That's why she couldn't come tonight, so I'm going to go to her. So that's kind of how I'm doing it, because with the girls, you don't know half the time. So,
So that's why a coaching thing.
Yeah.
I had a lot of issues with facial boxes,
Mhm.
kids entering.
yeah.
So I said one of the other requirements of my drawing is let them know what they want. And they're like, yay. And I'm like,
Mhm.
one of my other requirements is are you at the age of 18?
Mhm.
And I had to kind of like laugh. I'm like, I'm sorry I'm asking, but I kind of have to know.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. They just kind of giggle or no, I'm not.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, how old are you? And someone would be like 17, which is borderline.
Yeah.
I'd be like, when are you 18? And have
Yeah.
that kind of conversation.
Right.
But
And I've
be
done-
careful.
Yeah, I've done mother-daughter ones, so I wasn't
That's fine.
too
Yeah.
worried about it because she was like, yeah, I've got a bunch of people who are over 18 that want to do it. I was like, great. We'll do a trucker mask. It'll be great. Your mom can be there. Like, that's kind of how you work it a little bit.
Mhm.
Typically, I don't have that issue. This was the first time I was like, oh.
On the back of the facial card, I think it says in there in small letters.
Yeah, 18 or over. Yeah.
But people miss that.
Oh, I miss it. It's on my side for my facial boxes.
Yeah, no, it's
And,
there.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking necessarily with referrals. I mean, I think I said it, they had to be 18. Yeah. Or with referrals, it's kind of they're just putting all their friends just to get the free stuff.
Yeah.
So with that one, that's kind of the iffy one. But then they're like, okay, so what do I need? And I'm like, well, they just need the 18 or over. And she's like, well, it's okay. I'm not. 17, I'm kind of like, okay, that's. 16, I was like, well, how can you twist it? You don't want to just totally reject and,
Yeah.
because I mean, 16, I like getting paid for 16, but right? Seriously. So that's when I was like, great, we'll get your mom involved.
I sold $105 last night to a group of
You
17.
never know. That's
It
the
gets
thing.
tricky when you
Yeah.
start asking for money for 17.
Yeah.
Parents get kind of weird.
You never know. So that's why you encourage parents,
Yeah.
older siblings. That's when I just
This
said,
this
hey.
only worked because it was kids I knew.
yeah.
The parents I knew.
But yeah, so that's the text I've been sending the referrals. I don't call them anymore. Because the last time I called, I had 5 referrals within seconds. Says, hey, I'm a Mary Kate. No, I'm not interested. Thank you.
So what I say to my referrals, because I have a pretty good response rate, so I go, hi, may I please speak to Savory? And she goes, yeah, this is Savory. I'm like, hi, Savory, this is Caitlin with Mary Kate. You don't know me, but I have an awesome pampering session with your friend Elizabeth. And she had such an amazing time. She wanted to gift you your own pampering. And at that point, she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then she asked for details.
Well, yeah,
So
you gotta find
that's
what works with
I've
you.
used, and I've
Um,
had pretty good
yeah.
response to
Me
that.
personally, I have not had great responses with calling. This has been working really well for me. Even a no, I'll take a no, but at least you responded back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
We
but-
have all these, yeah.
seriously. And I mean, the other thing I'm going to be doing this week is I got a ton of leads from doing events and vendors, and I've gotten a lot of crickets. So this will be my last, like, hey, if you're interested, let me know. If not,
I'm removing you from my
let me
list.
go on. But yeah, I found this last week ago almost, and within minutes, I was getting responses.
Wow.
So, and granted, I still have a couple that have not responded to me at all, or they'll just, no matter what,
There could be wrong numbers.
whatever. But I've gotten more responses doing this than calling or, doing whatever.
The other thing I've tried, you may want to do with your other leads,
Mhm.
and I've done it with referrals as well. Jana taught me this, but to do, hi, is this the or text, hi, this is the amazing Elizabeth, or the amazing blah, 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 or the beautiful blah. And then they'll be like, yeah, why? Or, that's another way people get responses. You can try that as well.
Yeah.
And I've gotten responses sometimes with that.
It's a hit or miss, really.
Yeah. Sometimes you do, and they're like,
Well, like Candace said, they're gonna say no matter what. And like, even if it's like, oh, it's a free facial, no, it's a free facial. So, I mean, but this way, there's no pressure. They're not on the phone. They don't have to answer right away. This is a yes or no. I mean, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Just yes or no. Just let me know. Either I can keep contacting you or I can just leave you out. And if they told me no, I'm like, okay, great. Thank you so much for your time. And I just take them up. If it's a yes, great. When can we do this? Like, let's keep talking here. And I will keep texting them because that's how I contact them first. If they decide to call me, or I can be like, hey, when's a great time to call? I can figure this out. And if they're like, well, I'm like, yeah. Then if it's kind of iffy, I'm like, oh, okay, well, we can just text. I haven't gotten that point yet. I've just been texting them and they just show up. So that's something I want to throw out because I know personally referrals have been a hit or miss. Yeah. Yeah, so I will post this on the page. You're more than welcome to use it. I stole it from somebody else, so y'all can steal it. That's pretty much it. Anyone else want to share their word if they thought of one?
I was thinking about it. I'm gonna go with abundance,
I like that.
both personal and business.
That's kind of the whole thing I wanted to get is.
I like the idea that it's one word for both.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's a word that'll carry through for both,
Mhm.
it's about your whole life, and that's what Mary Kay is about.
Yeah.
When she sat down, God first,
Mm-hmm.
family second, career third.
Mm-hmm.
It all goes together.
Mm-hmm.
And so thinking about it all together makes sense in my brain.
Yeah. Well, last year I wasn't in Mary Kay at the beginning of the year, and when I picked Joy, it just happened to go into my business. Yeah, it just kind of
amazing
happened.
how that works sometimes.
It's so weird. I love it though because now it's like it's 100%. And even over here, I had perseverance, I had pursue, but then I thought determined. That's something that you don't give up. You just keep pushing no matter what hits you. And I just thought it was important, especially because, like, for me personally, like I said, it was not my greatest month. But, I mean, you got to focus on the positive. What you did this past month, what you did this past year, it's still better than doing absolutely nothing. So that's kind of what I want to talk about. I don't really have any more.
A word that I think is lingering in my mind is push.
If it's lingering, then that's
probably
it. Yeah. I like it though.
Pray about it.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Becky,
There you go.
that is a great word too.
I like it.
I have no idea.
That's okay.
Anything lingering in your mind?
No, nothing.
I just keep one thing on the brain right now.
I just keep thinking about everything I've done in the last 3 months.
Yeah, right?
I was gonna say, prizes,
Dallas,
rewards.
Dallas.
We're going to Dallas, and that still isn't even funky.
I know.
Congratulations,
I'm like,
by the way.
It's crazy.
So excited for you guys.
I started looking at plane tickets already.
So who's all the fours?
Jana, Courtney,
Roxanne.
And
Roxanne.
is my cousin. I don't know if you want.
she just started, right?
Well, yeah. She
I mean-
signed up. She was my second consultant.
Yeah.
That I signed up. No, my third. Because it was Danielle, and then Callie, and then Roxanne. And
Awesome.
because she's my cousin in California, and so I had her watch a video while I was out there, and then we went and had dinner, and she's running with it.
Good for her.
So we'll probably be
Yay.
coming back that weekend with a ton of stuff.
Yes. So excited.
I'm ready to go. Like,
That's right. I'm ready for you to come back and teach us everything you learned.
Yeah, I'm just excited to be around all those women.
I know, it's gonna be
Soak it up, absorb it.
Well, what's funny was when she announced it and I boxed her, I was like, I'm going. You just don't know it. You just don't know it.
I had told her that at one point in time too, and I was like, yeah, I'm going. And I didn't, when I said it, I absolutely meant it, but then it kind of became a distance.
Yeah.
Like you had mentioned it when I came to see you in the shop. Have you heard anything about? And I was like, about what?
What now?
Oh, well, and then because at first I had it mixed up because I thought it was with leadership. I thought she had to bring 5 people to leadership, so because she was, you know, my first 2 weeks in, she was like, bah, 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 bah.
Right, yeah.
And I'm all, I
What?
want it all.
Everything. Give me everything.
I don't know what half of it was, but I want it all. So you just tell me what I need to do, and that's what I'm going to do. And what do I get? You know,
Everything goes with it.
I'll sort that out later. And so she's like, bam, you got it. And I'm all, I forgot that. Because I was trying to, you know, track everything, because they say a track number is a growing number. And like the only reason I knew how much I sold the past 2 weeks is because my cell phone, I've been using PayPal.
Oh,
And so today I was transferring it into my Mary Kay account, and I was like, oh, look, I actually did all right. Because at first I was like, oh, no, you know, I didn't get, you know.
I know you're telling me that, and I'm just like,
I'm like,
wait, what?
holidays, Valentine's Day, I could sell $900 just that day. Like, easy, no problem.
So many ideas for that.
Christmas, when I was in before, Christmas, you know, at one party, actually, I think it was a party I saw Jana at, I had like 15 people there, and I sold over $900 and signed
Wow.
like 3 girls. And it was like the 15th of December. And it was Christmas stuff,
yeah.
you know. And so this year, when I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that same thing. Granted, I've signed 8 people this month, so that's amazing. And when at first I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm getting my card production.
throw the skunk.
Christina.
But I turned it around immediately.
There we
I
go.
signed 8 people.
Yeah, you gotta look at it that way.
I'm
Yes.
still in DIQ. Who
Mhm.
does that? Like, there's nothing wrong with what I did.
No.
I can be entirely proud. Like, because at first I see this young lady over here selling roll-up bags every time she has people to under bed, and I'm like, I haven't sold a roll-up bag yet. And well, she's gotta show me. But at the same time, that I'm like, God, I gotta get what she's got. She's over here talking about, no, I can't get people to come to events, and I'm just not doing very good. And I'm all, Candace, what's going on? I see this girl selling roll-up bags every time I see her, and she's like, doesn't believe in herself. And she's like, you should talk to her about that. Because I'm like, what
I'm like, how many times have you had on that crown in the last few months?
Since I've been here. It's like, but at the last
Yes.
meeting, she was over the time about, how do you do it? You know, I can't get people, and what about these cells that you're running? And I'm like, what? You're not even running a cell. You're selling these roll-up bags at full cost. Like, forget the cells, giving them discounts. Whatever you're doing is working. You know, and it's, man, you're wearing the crown for a reason, like,
And everything comes with season.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Season of sales.
Mhm.
Sometimes.
And it's something we all can be better at. It's
Sometimes
not,
it's
no
personal
one's
growth.
perfect at sales, no one's perfect
That's how
at
I feel
recruiting.
about it.
Oh, but really, I want to know. I want to watch you close yourself.
Right.
Because, like, being back in it, she sends the text messages of the first 30 days of training. Well, mine had messed up, so I didn't get it. Like, I didn't have to tell her every day for 2 weeks. I got the first 2 days. I need the rest.
Oh, no.
And so they finally got it figured out. And so I was at the gym working out,
Right, you told me about this.
and I was listening to it, and I was like, oh, that, I listened to it. So when you're working out, when I work out, I'm focused on lifting. So I was like, wait, what? Listen to it again. I listened to the closing like 4 times, and I'm like, I don't shut up. I'm like, so what did you try? What did you like? How do you like how your skin feels? And then she's like, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, well, we can host a party, you can, and I don't shut up.
I understand that. I can relate to that.
See, I start awkwardly, and they're just like, oh. Sure.
So I tried to read their expressions.
Yeah.
Like my gal who, first she wanted a princess bag.
Was
and
this Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She kind of wanted a princess bag, and I could see it in her mind where there was another set lingering, and I kind of offered to do 5 for $249 because I figured it was somewhere in the middle and make her happy, make me happy, whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, she's like, I'll show you. I'll go with the queen bag. Yeah, I can put over my credit. You could tell it was just circulating in her mind. And then I was like, okay, which 6 sets, I just started going.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. And then, it was just weird. It came together.
But I mean,
You
even
have to read their mind. You kind of have to just sit
Yeah.
there and look
Body
at
language. and-
Yeah.
at the one in Denver, you sold,
a lot too.
it was
The
the
micro-
acne set, it was, I know you had the acne
Yeah.
set and a roll-up bag, and your guests weren't even like really engaging.
Uh-uh.
And
Not at all.
And so
so
she
weird.
comes in with this roll-up bag and this set and this set. And
I'm not pulling things together.
I'm trying to watch as I'm closing my 10 guests, and I'm like, what? You know, I signed up a couple of those girls, but
you know.
I was like,
Just have how many people on the
Right.
you know, and she's like, roll-up bag. Put everything in for her. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I gotta watch her. I gotta watch what she's doing. You know, because when Candace does it, we don't get to watch her actually close the individual.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, this girl knows what she's doing.
My, because I'm an adoptee, some people know that, and my director is huge about closing the sale. And that's probably where I've learned a lot of it.
Feel free to teach me and my girls. I mean, I don't know about you ladies.
Taylor's training. Let's go.
I think that's a great idea. We need to make it happen.
Next week, Kayla's teaching us how to close. Thanks for volunteering.
I'm not afraid to ask for the sale. I can ask all day long. But then when it comes to it, I don't shut up. I talk about how excited I am. I'm the same way.
And
I
then I started
find-
talking about recruiting. And
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, but I
And
need
you
to
start talking about what you love.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that kind of, it's what you love, and it's not necessarily.
It's not about them anymore.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like turning it, because I do that. Just
Habit.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're
It's
having
just
way
a
too
lot
much
of body
fun.
language and shutting up, honestly.
Right.
Like, straight up. It's-
And it's just
That's
something
where
we
I'm at.
learn
I'm like,
too.
I'm just gonna shut my mouth.
Right. I
Right.
like to tell people what products have done for my skin, but I don't always think this is what this could do for
Mm-hmm.
years, and so it's kind of just shifting. It's weird because I've done sales since I was 15.
So you
You
think?
think I would know this, but
Well, you can tell usually in their mind that they're trying to debate or do something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then that's when you ask them to start talking about it too.
Yeah.
You start asking.
Maybe that's it. We have to start asking more questions.
Yeah,
Mhm.
more questions about.
Not just like
It
yes
looks
and
like that
no.
You're thinking
Or,
about something, or it looks like you're maybe thinking about a couple different sets. You want to talk to me about what you have going on in your mind, and sometimes I go through that, and I go through that
It's
too.
driving you nuts.
well, I'm sure we're gonna do like a closing training at some point. Candace says some of the things we're gonna go over, so it'll be fun.
Well, I definitely vote Caitlin shares.
Yeah, right. Seriously, you're not bringing those up apparently.
Well, we had more time. I just say that.
All right, let's go.
Let's go with the trip.
But yeah, I mean, how do you guys feel about the new shifting and new transition?
I like it. I like it a lot. Change is always good.
Good.
Change is necessary. Otherwise, you get stagnant.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get stuck. And
Yeah.
I certainly do not want to be stuck.
No. And I mean, I like the fact that she's empowered us to help and
Yes.
show and I mean, inspiring you guys too. Yeah. And I mean, I like helping others and I like, you know, sharing my tips and tricks and, you know, and I mean, but you know,
Like I just said, I'll sit back in the cut.
but you
And
know,
then, you know,
See,
like,
no, well, I'll
talk,
see
and
you
I'll
do
just
that. That's okay.
absorb it all.
and I talk a lot too, as most people know, so that's okay. Oh, no, it's not anymore? Okay.
Oh, they
I
don't
got bored
know.
of me. That's okay. That's
It's
okay.
all right. We'll keep
Well, maybe
recording.
they can't because they can't hear all the.
Oh, maybe that's it.
We gotta-
It's still recording though, so that's okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking of some.
I don't watch the recordings if I ever talk. I hate the way I sound.
No, that's what I'm thinking. You know, I have one in the other room that's literally in there saying, but it's going to be in
That's fine.
the
Well, my girl's in Arizona.
Yeah.
I've got in
absolutely.
Arizona, New York, and California.
I've got-
So.
I got
I'm still here.
Beach, I've got-
Taking over the states.
No, I just
Just
got
to
no
go out here all
territories.
these-
Thank God.
Dallas, let's go.
That's a goal
Dallas.
for you. That's a goal for you. Get a consultant in every state.
State.
My girlfriend sells Lura, and she's got a 50 state, and she's highlighted every
I like
customer
traveling.
that's in each state.
Why?
That's a long drive, though.
I'm like from Springs. It's only like 12
I
hours.
drive to California.
You're
like-
driving.
Did that drive, though.
Yeah, I'm like.
We already have this plan.
I drive to Illinois all the time. So.
Well, yeah, we have to.
Shut up.
Somebody. No, I'm kidding.
Like, maybe we could drive. mean, it saves money, unless it takes our $110.
I just looked them up today and they're like
Yeah, but
110.
the baggage too.
But we're only going for the weekend.
I've had
Plus, I got my new Mary Kay check bag, so or carry-on bag. Yeah, not check bag, carry-on.
but they charge you for carry-ons.
Oh, that's true.
What flight?
I don't know. I think it's
It
here.
depends on what you flight.
But you can write it out for your taxes, guys, because it's in this trip. Anyway, so that was. I mean, I'm excited for the change. I'm excited for the new year. I'm excited. I'm just excited, and I'm excited for Alex. I'm excited to learn all the stuff and tell you all about it. We just found out today, so I'm a little giddy. It
I'm
hasn't hit
excited to
quite yet.
get my new people here.
Yes,
It's a new year.
yes, and I mean,
If right now I have 5, about to be
Mhm.
6, and only one of them has even come to a meeting. Oh, yes.
and you know,
Call me out on it.
that's
But-
something I'm changing too. Is because I have not been the greatest team lead, and I will.
Yeah,
because 2 of them are in the room. No,
If she calls it, I'm doing it.
but starting today,
You did reach
I'm
to me
reaching out to my
today,
girls
and
now.
And I said thank you
Yes.
for reaching out.
that's what I'm saying. You know,
That's good.
I was not a great team lead. I will take it though. Because that's something I need to admit. As a leader, this is something I need to work on. So that's something, and I mean, I go to church. I work with Alicia, but it's not the same. You know,
we're learning as we
we're learning as we go. And so that's my new initiative is texting my girls over and say, hey, I can't wait. If you can't make it, how's your week going? Like my girl Christy. You know, it's okay.
I
Actually,
think the same thing sometimes because my sister-in-law, well, she's a heavy week, and I'm like, well, I don't want her to think that I'm just hitting her up because.
well, it's
Or
okay. I'm not-
like I'm hitting her up because I genuinely think
Yeah.
she will be amazing at this, and I'm excited, and I'm like, you can make all this money, and be happy.
I've sent one girl 6 messages without a response.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like thinking of her, and I do that all the time.
Oh, yeah, you text her all the time.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, I thought of you, and
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know you guys are connected.
I didn't either until now. Yeah, me too. I was like,
She's my lead.
I didn't know about like Ave and you.
Oh yeah, we go to church together. And then I work with Alicia. And then I used to work with Morgan. Yeah, all my girls I know. It's like
That's awesome, though.
craziness. Ave was kind of funny. It was very last minute. Hey, you want to come to the show? And then all of a sudden, hey, I'm signing up. Like what?
Yay!
I love it.
Candace is amazing.
And then done. Let's go. But yeah, so it's all about learning. 2018 is learning and leadership, and that's
I
what,
like that.
and yeah, and that's what I mean. Especially with Candace, she's delegating is what she's starting this year. Especially, I mean, with Brianna doing her own thing, she's not having the support she wants. She's doing her own meetings now. She's branched out and doing her own thing on Tuesday nights. Her team has gotten big enough to where she can go do her own. That way, it's not as crazy and chaotic, which we will miss them. But this gives us opportunities. Is that why? Tonight.
And it's the first.
Yeah.
It's New Year's.
But yes, the
some people are
meetings will
sick.
be a little bit smaller because of that. But it won't because we're having a recruiting.
Yes,
getting
and
new
it's going to
people.
grow.
So
And the 30 new people is that Candace?
yeah, that's her unit. Yeah, it's her unit. 8 of them are here. Love you. All right,
Got one.
You got 3 of them.
I got 3 of them, so hey, I'm okay with it. All right, empowering stand up. Everyone stand up.
Yes.
Let's stand up. Oh, Christy, you should come over here.
Yes, so that you're right by the camera.
No.
That's okay. It's recording.
But yeah, because I got people who.
They're going to watch it on YouTube.
There you go. Okay, here, wait. Let's back up that way. We can see you. Okay, we're good. There you go.
All right. I am great.
I am great.
I am wonderful.
I am wonderful.
I am a woman of excellence.
I am a woman of
I
excellence.
am
I'm a superstar.
I will let nobody push my buttons.
I will let nobody push my
I will
buttons.
let nobody rain on my parade.
I will let nobody rain on my
I will
parade.
go over.
I will go
I
over.
will go under.
I will go under.
I will go around.
I will go around.
And I will go straight.
And I will go straight through.
Any obstacle that comes my way.
Any obstacle that comes my way.
Because I am highly motivated.
Because I am highly motivated.
Truly dedicated.
Truly dedicated.
And I'm a future free car driver in the making.
And I am a future free car driver in the making.
That's your dedication.